interesting system status briefings today. What did they have to say?
Well, Marcel, they presented some positive updates in terms of their turnaround plan that they've implemented. And these are some of the important things that they highlighted. They've been able to achieve 164 days of no load shedding. And that number is important because it contributed to the GDP number that we saw yesterday. But we did see that one of the reasons is that the demand was lower because of the depressed economy as well as a warmer winter. So there weren't that many appliances used. We also saw that 6 Medupi units have been connected to the national grid. Another important figure here, 70.3% of availability of power. But the chairman, Jabu Mabuza, has indicated that as summer comes in, there needs to be an increase in availability. So more than that 70%, around 80% is what he's looking at. And then 1.4 billion rand was spent on diesel in the period. And this is opposed to the 5 billion rand that was originally budgeted. So we are seeing some good cost-cutting measures coming into play here when it comes to Eskom. And then the coal stockpiles are stable. So we're currently sitting at 50 days of coal. And you'll remember that in the beginning of this year, it was less than half of that. And that's where we saw that crisis of load shedding. So it shows that there's good progress in that turnaround plan. But the system is still vulnerable and there still are risks. And some of those risks there include continued vandalism and theft, the maintenance of power plants, which has been a problem for Eskom, as well as extreme weather conditions. Some are going to be heating up a lot of the equipment that Eskom has. Let's just remind you of the financial situation of Eskom. You'll remember that it's currently sitting at around 440 billion rand of debt. 128 billion of that is going to be coming from a government over the next 3 years in the form of bailouts to help it with its operational and debt needs. And very interestingly, you'll remember last week, Finance Minister Tito Mboweni indicated that it could be time for Eskom to sell some of its coal power stations to make around 450 billion rand to help it with some of its operational and debt issues.
Goodness, when you bring us back to earth with those numbers. Thank you so much for reminding us about that after bringing us the good news, Rafiwa. Now, I see upbeat economic data